Alright, hello, hello. I'm here. Hello. We here. It's tier 2. I'm early, but shout out to these folks for being early as well. Why is my mic stand breaking? They say, wow, it's Wellervand. Hello, Matthew. Hello, hello, hello. Confirmation that you're fine just being called Matthew during stream, and that Matthew is in fact your name and I'm not misremembering, correct? Matthew is correct. Nice. I'm gonna be frank. Vandy scared the shit out of me when he was in my chat earlier. I'm over here just peacefully checking PBs and I suddenly see Vandy checking my PB as well. Don't worry, Vandy, I'm not coming for your 849. And hello to Van Dweller again in chat. If you hear my cat in the background, she's very hungry. She has been fed twice already. She's still very, very hungry. Set up on my side. Oh shoot, let me take a quick second promote this. Match has been promoted. Your Seed for this Tier 2 matchup starts Charlie 77859. And Vandy with lower seed will have level select. I believe T2 is 1518. Yeah, T2 is 1518. Alright, I'm back from my second round of ads. Should not have an ad come up this entire stream, so might have to adjust the Vandy cam. Come here, you. Let's get all the Vandy in here. C77859, perfect. Eight Mansion 8 in the chat. Thank you for the thumbs up. Hope you stick around because you're about to witness a very, very wonderful match here. This is going to be bad, says Vandy. Well, with DAS, you repeatedly press in on the input left or right until you put it in its desired place, as opposed to hyper tap where you hold down the button. Yeah, that's DAS. What Vandy is doing right now is exhibiting how DAS works. Tap tap tap, that's DAS. I mean, tap 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 is how some people played DAS. Vandy, how so very dare you? How could you? Hope you farted out a level select, because you have first pick, my good sir. Looks like we're picking 18. Yeah, ready from both players. It says game number 1 is coming your way. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. 9.9 hertz is still DAS, right? I think at that point you're getting into slow tapping, because I'm a 12 hertz tapper whenever I do tap, so 9.9 might be getting into it. But we are off. Several Lombards have come already, and Vandy has stacked them all on the left, as one should do when you've been slotted by Longbars. Matthew set up, has one Tetris on the board, waiting on another Lombard to come. Both players' board's a bit curmudgeon-y, but Vandy is getting the board under control. Next step is to get those bits of garbage out of column 10 and now set up for a Tetris. Vandy gets Tetris number 1 on the left side. We are 39 playing 55 right now. Matthew's stack a bit uneven, but we'll be able to get a Tetris out of it. Vandy waiting on the L, but the L not coming. Gets that one though. Matthew also having to stack up a couple rows off the ground. My cat's getting into shit. Both players' boards climbing. Vandy at 51, Matthew at 89. Vandy, having just practiced B-type, is now getting to put those skills to work. No good place for the square though. Gets the T-spin. Matthew's board also not looking great, but has a higher score relative to Vandy at this current moment. 101 for Matthew, 66 for Vandy at 53 lines. This sequence is not being kind to either player, it seems. Oh, Vandy, that spire going too high, and we'll top out at 68,000. So Matthew at 106 will be good for game number 1. That was a seed of the ages. That was a warm up is done seed. Shan't quite call it a call-in seed, but was approaching that point. Matthew calling 18 again. Should be Should be smoking the D8 pack right about now. Yeah, bad game. Bad game. Alright, we got readies. So game 2 is coming to you in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Shaking off the piece dust, as it were. Had similar setups up until that T piece. That is where these players diverge in their approaches. Matthew, touch number 1, Vandy answering. Ooh, Matthew having to cover up the well, and ooh, Matthew, that will not... That's not how you play Tetris. Matthew topping out at 23, Vandy at 32. Good for game number 2. Yeah, 1 bar that round. That was outrageous. Yeah, it's 12 squares, 12 S's, 2 bars. Thank you, RNG. All good, Vandy. So some wise philosopher, I think, one time said something that when players are up 1-1, the game of 5 turns into a game of 3, but of course that's not how games work. It is still a best of 5. We have simply been through 2 of the games, and 5 minus 2 is 3. Major schnuggers right now. Are you ill? Let me double check seeds. Give me 1 second. She's got E9 and E9. Perfect. No, just schnuggy. Heard. Well, hopefully the schnugs carry you well into game 3. Counting it down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. TM. My cat is currently sitting on my scale in my bedroom, and it is not registering weight. It's not that it has to be on first, she's just very light-footed. Both players singing their first Tetrises. Matthew could be setting up for a VLTS. Got it. A volts, if you will. Gets a Tetris out of it. Vandy getting that hole in the stack uncovered. Matthew at 69, hey now, at 69 at 920. Vandy at 31. That is a stinky cheese emote if I've ever seen one. Is that the cheese touch from Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Has that been turned into emote form? Matthew taking a couple burns. Lumbar comes, but, well, was not open. That one is, though. Gets a Tetris, goes to 103, Vandy at 83. We are chugging along just fine as we depart the early game, heading into middle-ish of 18. It's a free Twitch emote. Yeah, stinky cheese. Shout it out. Matthew with the Tetris, Vandy answering. 20k the difference here at same line count. Vandy tying it up here, though. Couple small complications in Matthew's board, but nothing that can't be resolved with a bit of patience and the right pieces. Vandy slamming a Tetris, taking a points lead here. Though Matthew getting a Tetris. Vandy also slamming one down. Good adjustment seeing the Lombard coming. Not wanting to block the well off with that L. What is my cat doing? Matthew trying to get something to happen in the left well, looks like. Nope, just getting the well re back open. Oh yeah, no, it's such a fun emote. I love all the wacky emotes that, yeah, like that, like the fire hands. It works. Matthew having to use a Lombard to get set up in column 9, but the next Lombard gets them a Tetris up to 265. Vandy 3 lines behind in time, only down by 40k though. We are just past halfway, getting into the meat and potatoes of 18, if you will. Matthew with a Tetris. Vandy slamming one down as well. 273 playing 316 here. 2 Tetris is the difference going into the Joey Parker turn, which I still don't know who Joey Parker is. It's just something I've picked up in the community. I have no idea who Joey Parker is. I would assume, because it's called the turn, that he's a race car driver, but I have nothing to substantiate that. Both players passed 100 lines. 40k is still the difference here as we approach the 19 transition. That T and S will do wonderfully for Vandy to get the well open for a Tetris. 334 playing 375 now with that Tetris from Matthew. Vandy running into a bit of static here before transition, wanting to get the board into a bit more of a scoring position, or at least get it as low as possible. Sorry, swallowed my words there. That line will send Matthew into transition at 404, gets a triple immediately into 19. Vandy has one more in the pocket, 2 more lines, 1 more Tetris available. That Lombard will do it. Vandy transitions 373. So 20k the difference transition going into post. Lombard will get Matthew a triple. Vandy at Tetris goes up to 405. Matthew at 474 right now. Matthew also ahead in lines. Matthew set up here, waiting on a Lombard. Gets the Lombard. Matthew gets a Tetris, goes to 504. Ooh, Matthew, sorry. Well, yeah, no, Matthew topping out at 505. Vandy looks like is not far behind. Oh, well, Vandy couldn't get it done. I tried to announce a chase in time, but Vandy's board was climbing to the sky as I was saying it. So Matthew, good for game number 3 here. 505, better than 416. We press on to an FA seed. And we got readies from both players. So game number 4, something something in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I need to come up with my own fun, wacky sayings for whenever that I can cement into the community somehow, into the zeitgeist. I need to have some funny saying happen. But that's the thing, I can't just make things happen. They have to happen organically. Just like that organic Tetris there from Matthew. As opposed to genetically modified, I suppose. Vandy overshifting an L. Trying to go for most efficient clean out here. Is back to a more neutral board. Matthew, though, decided not to go for a Tetris with that lumbar. We'll go for one with this one, though. Up to 93. Vandy sitting at 34. Yada 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 Tetris. That's right. See, I'm just here to crack jokes and make sure that things go well. These players are the real stars of the show. Matthew getting a Tetris. Vandy also set up waiting on a lumbar and finds one. 40k is the difference here. Matthew siming a Tetris. Vandy also achieving one. See, this is what I like about the Tetris community, is even though, like, some people may look at this and say, oh, it's not a Masters event, not a Hopefuls, or any of the actual named events, but this is still just as fun Tetris to watch and commentate as a Masters event would be. In fact, one would even say it's more fun to commentate the quote-unquote not-so-high-level events. Approaching the halfway mark, 20k is the difference here. Matthew at 244, Vandy at 222. Neck and neck so far through this first half of 18. Matthew's board, bit of a complication, but of course nothing that's unresolvable, you know. Gets a Tetris out of it. Has a wonky hole in row 1 that will provide some I keep saying complication. I need to read a thesaurus. Both players set up. Matthew sinking a Tetris. Vandy answering. A little bit of a spire in Vandy's board, as a result of a bit of a burst, I can imagine. Matthew a Tetris, Vandy a Tetris. Tetrises are falling from the heavens like mana. Approaching 100 lines. A Vandy having a cover of the wall momentarily, but Wilson attaches with the next lumbar that comes. Vandy up to 380, Matthew at 403. 100,000 that is, not 100. Vandy's board in need of good pieces, able to get them where they need to go. Holding out for really optimal digs. That is the mark of a true Tetris player. Vandy, though, needing to get this stack a bit more controlled, has 10 lines left until transition. Matthew's board also a bit up high, but under more control. Oh, Vandy would have loved a lumbar, but we'll top out at 395. Matthew at 524. Good for game number 4. Feel free to play this out if you want to. Transitions at 520s. Mr. Dweller, sir, my commiserations, but thank you for letting me take a Van Dweller stream. I was anticipating it would be a lot more high stakes, but I appreciate the trust in my abilities. Never said I trusted your abilities. Oh, there's the Bernstein Bear. Well, you never said you didn't trust them. But now you're forcefully aware of my existence. Oh, you're making the dolls make out again. This is what Tyler warned me of. Tyler popped in my stream and said they went AFK for 2 seconds and you were forcefully making your dolls make out. Is that Miles? Why do you have a framed picture of Miles? That gives Bad Luck Brian vibes, and I know it's unintentional, but it's so funny to me. Also, I love the 1989 Tetris poster. I'm assuming that's a poster in the background. Matthew topping 748. That was amazing pace. I have faith in you. You died. Oh, I need to. That's such a good idea for overlays. I want to make an overlay for when they top out that it's a you die screen. I'm gonna do that. Thank you for the inspo. But let's take a look at the bracket. Matthew moving on in the green bracket to play Rio. The winner of that match moving on to play Remy. Should be an amazing match. I can't wait to see it. Assuming I'll be able to see it. Thank God. Yeah, that's how I felt too. It's a bit acathartic to to lose early on in the tournament, but of course that means you don't have to play any more matches. Which of the Tetrises do we want to raid? Should we raid Tetris Wars when they're doing their PAL event, or Hopefuls? Let me check in on Hopefuls and see how they were doing. Yeah, sure. Let's raid monthly. Or wait, can one raid monthly? Ah, yeah, sweet. All right, we're sending it back over to the Tetris.